Hi everybody, it's Rilen, and it is Monday, August 31st at 10:52 p.m. So I wanted to make a video about the changes that an FtM is going to experience while doing HRT, which is hormone replacement therapy. I picked 11 changes that I feel that people are really not knowledgeable about or kind of misinformed about the changes that will happen. I've had a lot of people ask me, well, is your voice going to change? Oh man, you're going to have a beard? You know, things like that I feel like my loved ones and my friends kind of need to know about, because my physical appearance is going to change drastically in the next, in the coming months, in the next year, and things like that. So I really wanted to make this video for my friends and family, kind of just as just a precursor for the changes that are going to come. And if you happen to be watching this video because you are trying to find out more about someone in your life that is trans and you kind of want to know about the changes that are coming, strap in, grab a notebook, grab some pens and paper and a backpack, because we're all about to be taken to school, because we're all going to learn something. So, alright, here we go. Alright, number one thing that is going to change that I think a lot of people may not understand, may not even be aware of, is the voice. This speaking voice that I have now, I'm going to have my 2-month anniversary. Let's see, I'm 51 days on T. So, and like pretty soon, 2 weeks. Almost. Pretty soon. My voice is going to start to drop pretty soon. So T completely changes your voice because it thickens your vocal cords. So you go from sounding the way that you sound now to having a male sounding voice. The max effect within 1 to 2 years. This is a permanent change. If for some reason I were to stop testosterone, whenever I stop testosterone, wherever my voice is at that time, it's going to stay there forever. So, that's one of the biggest changes that I don't think people are aware of, that my voice is not going to sound like this anymore. So hopefully in a couple months, my voice will have dropped a little bit, and it'll be a little harder for people to be misgendering me. Along with that, your face is going to change. One of the main ways of that happening is going to be body hair. Body hair usually starts within 3 to 6 months, and the max effect is going to be 3 to 5 years. Most notably, mustaches and beards. Yep, you will be getting facial hair. You'll be getting more hair on the abs, so maybe like a happy trail, chest hair, back hair, leg hair. These are all permanent changes. I've seen pictures of plenty of guys that have hairy chests, extremely hairy backs. The happy trail is the hair that goes from your abdomen kind of down to your glory area, I guess. I don't know why I just called it that. But yeah. So eventually I will have a beard. Obviously, it matters genetically on whether or not, it'll be like fully connected, because I know plenty of guys that are cis that have a hard time, having their beard connected. So I'm starting to get what my friend Ashton likes to call a trash stash. I'm starting to get a little bit of hair on my upper lip. It's kind of weird. It's actually coming in blonde for some reason. I don't know why. I actually had to shave the other day. I'm probably going to have to shave again, because it's starting to get a mustache. So, something that's really interesting about T that I find absolutely fascinating actually is male pattern baldness. That actually starts within the first year that you start T. So what happens is your hairline actually starts receding at the crown, and it gives you a little more of a male look, because obviously, I have a full head of hair right now, but eventually that's going to start kind of creeping back. Not too excited about that, but whatever. And then more so than that, it is possible to be completely bald. So Again, kind of depends on genetics, but it is 100% possible for an FTM to eventually be 100% bald. Another change is increased sex drive. Pretty much what's happening to us and what's happening to me is I'm going through male puberty. I'm pretty much going through what your son, what your nephew, what your whatever, your brother, your whoever went through when they were about 13 years old. So one of those changes, increased sex drive, and that starts at about 1 to 3 months. Your menstrual cycle stops, and that stops at about 2 to 6 months. So obviously, yeah, you stop ovulating. Usually you are rendered sterile after you're on testosterone, but it is possible for you to have a baby. It is possible. So, yeah. Another change is oily skin and acne. That starts at about 1 to 6 months, and the max effect is 1 to 2 years. Bad enough, you can probably see your reflection of your face in my skin. I washed my face maybe about a half hour ago. And yeah, I have really bad acne on my forehead. I never had acne before when I went through my first period, when I went through my first puberty. I've had clear skin. I'm 25 and I'm breaking out like a 15-year-old, so that's cool. The effects that testosterone has on your body and muscle mass and your fat, I think, is absolutely fascinating. Testosterone has an effect on your body distribution and where fat lies on your body. That starts at about 3 to 6 months, and it takes about 2 to 5 years for the entire process to take effect. Basically, body fat redistribution is there's going to be less fat on your butt, your hips, and your thighs. So right now, me and a lot of women they hold weight in their hips and their butt and their thighs, but most notably the hips. And over the years to come, that's kind of going to go away and narrow out. I mean, testosterone has no effect on bones or anything. So obviously women have wider hips for childbearing and those reasons. But men are known to have a narrow body. So instead of having hips that go out, they're going to be a little more narrow. With that being said, instead of the fat being distributed to those areas, it is going to be more distributed to the abs, the abdominal area. So instead of having big hips and a big butt, you might get a beer gut. So kind of got to watch what you're eating, because one of the effects of testosterone is increased appetite, or something that I like to call the hunger. Yeah, the hunger will get you. It'll get you. So, yeah. And then there is increased sweat and changes in body odor. It's something that I realize is actually happening to me. I don't know that I am sweating more per se, like I'm not sweating through shirts or anything, but my body odor has changed. I definitely need to wear deodorant. Like I cannot not wear deodorant now. I find that sometimes I need to take 2 showers a day. About a month ago I was at work and I was sweating a lot, and I noticed that there was like a smell, and I wasn't sure if it was my coworker or me. And I was like scraping something off of I was cleaning some paint off of something, and I had my head down. And I was like, what is that smell? Like, what is that? And I was like smelling my armpit, and I was like, no, it's not my armpit. And I realized that it was like my skin. I realized that it was like literally my pores being open and the sweat coming out of my skin. And I've never in my life been able to smell myself, let alone my skin. So that was like extraordinarily weird and bizarre. And I was like, how is this even happening? Something else that tea does is the prominence of veins and coarser skin. women are typically known to have coarser or softer skin. Not because like they wear lotion or anything, but it's just softer skin. And men are known to have harder skin. And so that's actually something that's interesting because to take tea, you have to do shots. So shots eventually get a little harder to do because, you know, you're sticking a needle through coarse skin. But yeah, and you get more vascular, you get veinier arms, you get veinier hands, all that good stuff. And then also there are emotional changes that vary from person to person, but like personally I've noticed that it's a little harder for me to express emotion. I'm a pretty emotional person, but I realize that when it comes to feeling intense emotions, whether it be anger or sadness, it's really hard to express that. If I feel it would be appropriate to cry in a situation, I feel like I can't, which is frustrating. You feel like you should be able to cry about something and like you physically can't. In aggression, I realize that I get angry about things more than I did before. But I've always had a temper, but I feel like it's starting to get brought out a little more than I did. So that'll be interesting to see how that comes out in acting classes. And then last but not least, maybe the not so positive things about tea is higher cholesterol, increased red blood cell count, and liver enzymes. Those are just higher in men in general, and so that's what tea does. It kind of changes that, but it also can increase your metabolism as well. So I just wanted to make this video really for my friends and family, kind of as a precursor of the changes that are going to be happening with me in the coming months and the coming year. Because I feel like with the questions that I have been asked, you know, or that I've gone, oh yeah, I haven't thought about that, or the fact that my face has already changed, that because of the fat redistribution in your face, it gives you a more male appearance, that you look like a guy, because I feel like people are under the impression that I will always look like that I will always look this feminine, but I'll have a beard. But that's not the case. I will not look like this and have a beard. I will look like a man and have a beard. So I feel like people are kind of misinformed about the changes that are going to come, and you know, I care too much about my family and my friends to not feel that I should give them some type of warning or lesson, I guess, about what's going to happen. Because I'm in New York right now, and I don't know when I'm going to come home. I don't know, you know, whatever. And I just want people to be prepared. You know, I'm excited about every single change that's going to happen on my list, but I know that for some of you that are watching this, these changes might scare the shit out of you. And you're thinking, oh my God, his voice is going to change. Oh my God, he's going to have a beard. Holy shit. What? You know, he may not be able to have kids. Like, what? Oh my God. You know, things of that nature. And so, yeah, and if you're watching this and you don't know me, and you're watching this because you have a trans loved one, and you're just trying to get a better understanding of what changes your loved one is going to experience in the future, I think above all, just what you need to understand besides this list is that the person that you love and I, just as they, are the same person. Despite these physical changes, despite the internal changes that might happen, I'm still me. I'm Rilen. The exterior might change, but I'm still the loud, funny, creative person that you've known forever. That's not going anywhere. No matter how low my voice gets, no matter how thick my beard might be someday, it doesn't really matter. And so I think above all, you just need to remember to support your loved one. If the person is taking this hormone, they have been waiting for this their entire life, and they know that it's the right decision for them. And so I understand that these changes are going to be extraordinarily difficult for you, to whoever's watching this video and whoever's trying to understand what's going to happen. And take your time to digest these changes, because it's not going to be easy. But just also know that, like, whoever's taking these hormones, whoever made this decision, that they're ready for it, and that hopefully they have the maturity to understand that it'll take time for you to get used to it. That's why I personally am making this video, that I want to give everyone in my life the time to understand that these are the changes that are coming. You know, they all haven't happened yet, but they're coming. So I just wanted to thank you guys for watching this video, and above all, I hope you have a fantastic day. I hope you have a fantastic week, and see you guys next time.